Welcome back to another episode of the Spiritually Awakened Mom. I'm Astro Krys and I'm joined by my hosts Stacy and Crystal. And today we're going to be discussing Venus in the sign of Libra. I first want to start off with looking at Venus entering the sign of Virgo, just so we can backtrack and see Venus's journey. And my apologies before I start. I did catch the flu, so I apologize. I will be doing lots of editing in this episode if I end up needing to take breaks or, cough, etc. But you won't hear any of that. So, Venus in Virgo. This happened October 8th, and we had Venus ruling Mercury, the Sun, the South Node, and Mars in Libra. So there's this stellium of energy in the sign of Libra, although Venus was in Virgo. And this is important for the Venus in Libra journey. I did talk about this during the Venus enters Virgo, but I just wanted to refresh your mind. And the reason being is because Venus was in charge of so many planets. On the other hand, Venus was also in charge of Jupiter and Uranus, since they're traveling the sign of Taurus currently. So you have Venus that is in charge of a lot of planets in the chart itself. And when we look at what Venus rules in the sign of Virgo, it's servitude. But it was preparing for servitude that works towards relationships, works towards enriching our relationships and fostering better communication. And this was done in a very humble fashion, just like Virgo likes to do it. But it showed us a way to change the way we communicate with our loved ones, the way we communicate with ourselves, because communication is key in relationships. And this is why I wanted to bring up the cycle of Venus and Virgo, because this was the point of rebirth. And now that she is transiting the sign of Libra, a sign that Venus rules, it's time for her birth. This is when she comes to light. Now, Venus ingressed the sign of Libra on November the 8th at 1:31 a.m. PST. And instead of having a lot of planets in Libra at this time, we had a bunch of planets in Scorpio. And Mars was also in Scorpio. So now Mars is ruling the Sun and Mercury. Vice versa, the previous ingression, Mars was being ruled by Venus. So now we have the dynamic of the cosmic lovers, both in good dignity, yet not in elements that are very relatable to each other, but no matter what, in dignity of their sign and in need to find a way to communicate with each other, find a way to see eye to eye. And that's hard to do when they sit next to each other, but it's able to be accomplished. So when Venus ingresses the sign of Libra, the first things that you're going to notice are the need to improve our communication styles, or just the need to communicate in general. We'll see this where there's just much more required graceful back and forth conversations to really get to the bottom of things, to really get to the heart of things. Because this is what Venus rules. Venus rules that graceful exchange of conversation and heartfelt words. So it's not just what we say, it's how we say it. And that's Venus. There's something very lovely when it comes to the way that you speak when you are in a committed relationship, in a relationship that you value. There's a way that we speak to that person that's going to foster many, many more years of deep love and gratitude towards each other. Or on the other hand, if we don't use this graceful energy that Libra brings, we might see that the relationship doesn't make it through. And it's usually the way that we say things and how we say things, and also how seriously we take things. Venus in the sign of Libra softens communication, tries to balance and harmonize. So, not everyone is completely getting exactly what they wanted, but everyone gets just enough so they can be happy, so they can coexist. And that is the vibration of Venus in the archetype of Libra and her expression. Now, this ingression is not going to be super easy, yet there is going to be an easiness to this ingression in general, because whenever Venus does transit Libra, it's a sign that it rules, so it loves the transit. But every transit is different, the layout of the planets are different. And this time around, Venus entered the sign Libra and immediately made an inconjunct aspect to Saturn. And that hardens things, because Saturn is about really buckling down and making things more grounded, more serious, more mature. So this could be a positive, yet it could also be a little bit of a hiccup, because Venus in Libra just likes to come in and be graceful and harmonize. And then they have to deal with the grumpy old man just not playing ball, just wanting everything their way. And there's a reason why. And Venus has to figure it out. And this is where that challenge comes about. So immediately when Venus ingressed to the sign of Libra, there was a pull to go within and start weighing pros and cons, just like the scale, yes or no, to harmonize everything in your life. And this is not just relationships, this is also contracts, negotiations, anything that required you to partner with another, anything. So usually when we go into a partnership, there's a contract of sorts, like you partner with your insurance company so they can provide you a rate for your vehicle. There's a legal contract, you sign it and you agree to pay X amount for the insurance policy. That is all the area of Venus as well. Marriage licenses, divorce, all of it, all those contracts, Venus. Anything that gets filed legally, Venus. And also the very simple and straightforward meaning of conversations and your intimate relationships. And best friends also belong in this energy. I find that although friends is ruled by the third house, I also find that Libra and the seventh house have an affinity to best friends. They become more than just a friend. They're a friend you make like a soul contract with. And they're not necessarily your spouse, but you consider them more than just any friend. They're that special friend. And that's the seventh house Venusian energy. And anything that has to do with women as well. Venus rules women. So all the aesthetics and the beauty and the skincare and makeup and all that comes with Venus. You had to like really sit down and think, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing with this? Is this functioning for me? Is this not functioning for me? It's like weighing everything, pros and cons about everything. And it's felt so Saturnian, so tedious, so much work. I instinctually started to purge. I started to go through my medicine cabinets and my restroom cabinets, and I just got rid of some old makeup I had and old things that I knew. Some of them were even like almost new, but I just knew that I was not going to use them anymore, and they were probably sitting there for a good year already. And a lot of these things were gifted to me. I have some of my cousins that work in the makeup industry, and they'll have a lot of free samples that they give to me, and I would just take them. But this year I really found the value of just not taking things that I know that I'm not going to use. And that was something I learned in a different Venus lesson. But now when it came down to Venus and Libra, it was just like the final, yes, this is not it. This is not me anymore. I appreciated free things, and for a moment there, I really didn't need those free things. But there's times that you get things that are free, especially when it comes to makeup, and it doesn't match your tone, or it's not something you're ever going to wear or, use. So there's no need for me to take the makeup when I know I'm not going to use it, or I know it's not my style. And that is something that I really value, that I learned in this Venusian transit, because at this point, I realized, yeah, I don't need to say yes to this free stuff. I mean, I was full of it. Like, there was lots of it. And I would just take it like, okay, sure. And I'll go home and figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. And the rest of it will kind of sit there because I had no one else to give it to. But, I also didn't want to insult my cousins by saying, no, I don't want it, or no, thank you. So Venus can also show us situations or places in our life that we do need to set those healthy boundaries, and she gives us an opportunity to be graceful about it. This is not like a sharp, healthy boundary type of energy, because Venus is so graceful. She has a way of just communicating and getting things done in a way that at the end of the day, you don't even know that you were turned down. And now, as we progress to other aspects of the Venus ingression, Venus doesn't actually make many aspects or contacts with any other planet other than Sedna. So let's talk really quickly about Sedna and her mythology. Now, Sedna was, and there's different variations of this mythology, but the one that I seem to resonate with more is the one where she was tricked by a man to marry her, and she was the goddess of the sea. And when she married the man, he turned out to not complete his promise of giving her security and love, and her father came to her rescue. But when the father came to her rescue, the man ended up attacking the kayak they were in and threatened both of their lives unless the father threw Sedna overboard. And she knew that her husband existed in that sea, so she begged her father no, and the father immediately threw her overboard. As she grabbed onto the kayak, the father then cut Sedna's fingers, and these fingers turned into the first whales and sea otters of the ocean. And then Sedna went to the bottom of the ocean and never to see her father again. So, in a nutshell, Sedna represents love and betrayal, where we have a deep wound that we then have to self-heal and nurture in our own way by ourselves. Now, fathers are supposed to protect their children, however, to what extent. She was an adult, I assume, if she's getting married, so she can make her own choices. Yet, when he came in to intervene and to rescue her, he ended up betraying her, saying, no, you made your own choice. Like that saying goes, you made your bed, now lie in it. And that's a real harsh It's a real harsh lesson. However, many of us have experienced this with our caretakers. We've experienced this with the people that we entrust our heart with. And we give it our all, and then we see that we are betrayed and that they betray us maybe at our most vulnerable place, in our most weakest moment. And that's what Sedna represents. So Venus making a trine to Sedna just shows that we have the capability of healing tremendously from within. Something that was buried deep, deep in like that deep ocean where Sedna got lost in. And we're able to get that out of our system. We're able to truly forgive. And a lot of the lessons that we've learned in our lifetimes, that we've learned through our hardships and growing up, even though we might not think there is a gift, there is a gift. And the gift is usually where the treasure is, because you learn so much from why your soul attracted this and why you no longer want that to be a part of your life. We make soul contracts, and I really have this, Sedna's a new trans-Neptunian planet, so there's not a lot of info on her, and I've been doing my research, and I feel she's really connected to past life information, something that's really deep into the subconscious. So Sedna's going to be in the sign of Gemini until 2067, so that's a very long time when it goes into the sign of Cancer. So most of us are going to experience a lot of childhood healing and at different points in our life, because it all depends on how this gets triggered in your chart. But this is as a collective, giving an opportunity, giving a voice to children as well, especially women, a voice to women, so they can voice out and heal betrayal and vulnerabilities when it came down to opening up in a trusting relationship, in a place where they thought that they were safe. So as you can see, Venus has, in this ingression, even though she's more lighthearted because she likes to connect in the sign of Libra, she makes the season much more beautiful. She makes the season a season of wanting to mingle with others, spend time with your girls, go outside, and you just, look at the beauty in nature and really appreciate relationships that you have with women. It also has a deepening, very ripening energy this time around. And it doesn't have a lot of aspects to any other planets. And that's why Sedna stood out for me, because only Sedna and Saturn, and I feel like Sedna and Saturn have similar stories. Even their glyphs look pretty similar as well. They're not the same mythology, but they have very real deep karmic issues. Now, lastly, during this transit, Venus will conjunct the South Node in Libra. And this is about purging things that no longer are useful for us. Purging, it could be relationships, whatever it is that you've dealt with that Sedna journey, letting it all go. Now, the Scorpio season helps as well, because we have the Sun, Mars, and Mercury all in Scorpio at the beginning of the transit. And they just finished the Via Combusta, meaning they just traveled through critical degrees in the astrology, which ancient astrologers consider to be difficult because of the fixed stars located there. So there is some deep, deep work that we're doing, yet there's lightheartedness. There's also a lot of servitude. The moon was in Virgo. that transformation that we began with Venus in Virgo is continued on with the moon, and now really fostering our emotions and our well-being in a more grounded yet mutable way, where we're adjusting to these changes, adjusting to the new things that we're paving for ourselves. So overall, this season is going to be everything that Venus wants to work on: spending time with her friends, spending time on herself, self-care routines, healing from the inside out, getting a new wardrobe, just finding things that Venus wants to do, communicating and strengthening marriage bonds, partnership bonds, and even the way that you communicate with your children. You know, our children learn from what they see, how they see their parents communicate. I definitely learned. And sometimes those behaviors are not the best, and not everyone's perfect either. However, learning and growing and improving from our mistakes, that also shows our children, and it also shows dedication to your relationship, that it's something worth investing in. It's something worth working for, working towards, because you'll keep working towards it. So enjoy this Venus and Libra ingression. I listed a couple of things that you could be doing during this Venus and Libra ingression. We also have some special treats. We have Crystal guiding you through a guided meditation, and this is an empowerment of the Libra energy. So make sure you're completely relaxed and maybe taking a bubble bath somewhere very safe when you're listening to her guided meditation. You don't have to be in the bath, but it's the best in the bath. I already went through her meditation and it's amazing. And we also had Stacy create her amazing recipe of bath bombs that are just amazing. I actually used them. I had made them before I got sick, and I had made a few of them, and when I got sick I kept on popping those in, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason my recovery has been more speedy than other times I get sick. So I really appreciate that recipe, even though it wasn't created for that. It was more for self-care and relaxation. A lot of the herbs and things that we use that we kind of take for granted, and we don't feel that there's health benefits to them, there is. And these benefits can help your vitality and your immune system. So we have to start thinking of herbs in a different way, a different fashion. So I hope you enjoy that, and let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, and we will see you for Venus entering the sign of Scorpio. And hopefully by then I don't have a sore throat anymore.
Hello, beautiful souls. I am going to show you how to make bath bombs today. One of my absolute favorite self-care routines is my evening bath. I love putting on my salt lamp. Sometimes I light candles. I like meditating. I like to listen to meditation music, or maybe just a great guided meditation while I'm in there. And I just like to chill in the bath and let my bath bomb do its magic. So I am going to show you how to do them here today. There's just a few simple ingredients that's really readily available. And we'll go through, there's a recipe in the description, so don't worry if you're not writing everything down here. And then I did put in some on the recipe. I also added some different essential oil blends, just for different purposes. So let's get to making those. I've got my KitchenAid stand mixer here. I love using that, but you don't necessarily need one. You can certainly mix this by hand. Okay, first thing we're going to start off is 2 cups of baking soda. Alrighty. And 1 cup of citric acid. That's where you're going to get your fizz. I have 1 cup of Epsom salt. This is great for relieving the muscle aches. And actually, did you know that 90% of Americans are deficient in magnesium? It's actually, I think it's 60% absorption in the skin, and it's only 30% absorption orally. And just for those who would like to do it orally, magnesium is the #1 ingredient in all laxatives. So I prefer to take my magnesium topically on the skin. So that's why I love my bath bombs. Okay, and I just added some cornstarch in there. That's 1 cup of cornstarch. That's your binding agent. And now we're going to get our little paddle on our mixer. Now, if you are using a mixer or a blender, make sure to do this part on low because it does get a little dusty here. So we'll just get all those mixing together. Nice and incorporated. And then we're going to start adding in our oils. So first oil I want to start with is coconut oil. I just have some melted coconut oil here. And I am going to put 12 teaspoons of coconut oil in. I'll just add those in one at a time. I love coconut oil on my skin. It just makes it feel so luxurious. It will feel amazing when you get out of the tub. No need to put on lotion. And once you start adding all these oils and they get incorporated, the dust will cut back. So I usually have to dust my side of the kitchen. Okay, I think we're at 12, maybe more. We're going to be extra soft. Okay, just get that out. And now we're adding our essential oils. So my favorite blend for achy joints and muscles is lavender and cedarwood. And that's what we're going to do today is lavender cedarwood. I wish you could smell this. It's amazing. But it's just 2 teaspoons of each. Cedarwood. And we'll add the lavender. I love how this smells. Alrighty, and just let that mix in good. See how that dust died down? It's all nice and mixed up. Now, the next step is to add the water. And this is where, if you would like to add soap colorant, and I'll show you how I do it, you can, but it's not really necessarily. This is just if you want to go fancy. I get my soap colorant on Amazon. I'll show you that box right there. That is what I use, and it's got all those different colors on there, so you can mix and go wild. I like to make a couple of different batches like to make a couple of different batches at a time, and I'll do different colors so that I know which one is which. And sometimes I label the bag too, that helps. I'm going to put a lot in here just so you can see it better. And then it'll keep getting darker. I will let that mix for just a second. Get it all incorporated, and sometimes I like to turn it up. Helps it mix a lot faster. Woo! We are working now. All right, and so I'll just check the consistency. Sometimes you need a little bit more water, and that just may be because, see, this is a little bit dry. See how it just, so I want to add just a little bit more water to that. Back in you go. There we go. And that one, I just know from experience that there's at least 2 needed, so we'll just get that in there. Mix it up a little bit more, and we'll check the consistency again. There, we're getting better. I just want it to be able to stick together. And I'm going to put just 1 more. There we go. 1 more teaspoon and we should be perfect. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, that is nice consistency. It holds together really well. Not too wet. So now it's time to shape our bath bombs. Alright, and I am using a 2-inch mold. But if you don't have a mold, that's fine. You can use a muffin tin. I actually like using mini muffin tins for making kids' bath bombs. And they love them. And I actually have those little pills that have a sponge animal in it that I like to put in the middle when I make them for my nieces and nephews. They love getting the animal out of it. Okay, so we're just pressing it in the mold. And then voila, our bath bomb. And this recipe will make 8 2-inch bath bombs. So just this size, 8 of those. And what you want to do is you want to just let them sit for 24 hours to let them dry before you use them, and enjoy.
All right, ladies. All right, spiritual moms. All right, beauties. All right, empowered women. At this point in time, I would like you to take the opportunity to sit the fuck down and love yourself. And with that being said, find your most comfortable spot. Find your most loved third eye opening crystal. And now find yourself in that comfortable spot, seated firmly with your feet planted to the ground, the closest space to Mother Gaia, to the feminine earth energy, so that you can ground yourself and get ready to enjoy this loving, earthbound, feminine energy where you take hold of your need and the imminent ritual building of your self-love for your inner light, for your inner beauty, for your inner feminine divinity. I want you to take that crystal in your right hand and I want you to give it all of that intention that I will love myself, that I will care for myself, that I will put all of that is divine feminine energy into this crystal. This is my crystal. I love this crystal. This crystal loves me. This crystal brings me divine, light, feminine energy. Hold it real tight in your hand and feel and visualize all of that divine earth energy coming up through your left foot and vibrating through your body, starting at your toes. You can see that white light underneath it. And that white light is slowly climbing up your legs. I want you to envision it. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel that divine empowering energy as it slowly grows up. Now it's at your kneecap. You might feel it tingling. Ooh, you might feel it kind of moving a little bit, getting ready to burst up through your thighs. Ooh, and maybe ladies, you need a little bit good sacral energy. Maybe you feel it in there. You kind of want to move your hips around. You want to get it flowing. You want to get it excited. It's turned red. Oh, now it's moving up a little bit more. That white light is full of white light and orange light because you're still rotating your hips. You're still letting that energy go through. And now it's moved up. It's turned yellow. You feel that inspiring, healthy, loving light, that intuition, that good shit vibrating right there in your stomach, getting everything ready. And now this is at your heart. It's green. It's vibrant green. It's that mother life, green, mother earth energy, that divine feminine. And you feel that you could see that green light just beaming through your heart, just straight forward. Give yourself a second. Kind of throw back your head. Let it keep going. Keep vibrating through your body. Maybe you're moving your chest, your shoulders. You're letting that energy start flowing through the upper portion of your torso, your body. And now it's reaching your throat. And it's blue. It's vibrant light blue. It's water. You take a deep inhale in. Breathe it in, ladies. Hold that blue, white, beautiful light. Exhale it out. Feel how good it feels now. Your whole body from your toes up to your throat is just beaming with bright, loving, divine, balanced energy. That Venus balance, that, ooh, I'm in my shit type of balance, and I am controlling me, and I am loving me, and I am starting a balanced, healthy life that is allowing me to live in my most highest and most genuine, most happiest, most kind self on my divine path. And you could speak it. Say whatever you want. Allow it to flow through your mouth, through that heart, through that throat chakra, and let it loose. Maybe it's a cry. Maybe it's a scream. Maybe it's a fuck you, but this feels good. Who knows? All right. Now I want you to go ahead and still while envisioning that light coming through earth, through your planted feet, through your whole body, continue feeling it. Now it's running through the other side. It's going back down to your left foot because that energy is now going still through your whole body. Your body is shimmering. It's gleaming. You could feel that great energy just flowing right through to your left side of your body. And you're giving it straight to that crystal that you put in your hand because that is your crystal. You love that crystal. That crystal brings you joy. Now this crystal, all of that energy that you've been giving it, squeeze it so good. Like you're squeezing a man's head in between them thighs, lady. Make it feel good. Make it, tingle. Just send all of that energy there because that is that divine, feminine, balanced, Venusian, loving, motherly, just earthly, sexy energy. I mean, put seductress on top of that thing too, but it is also full of divine knowledge, divine wisdom, divine strength, divine guidance, divine love. Now squeeze that crystal a little bit harder. Make sure you have spread all of that energy still coming to you. Still feel it into that crystal, into that right hand. Squeeze it even more. Take a deep breath in. Throw your head back and release that shit and allow it to envelop, squeeze in like you put a blanket of that energy around your aura and visualize the different layers of your aura glowing with all of that bright light. Those chakra energy lights all coming to a balance. Envision it through each one of your chakra centers and allow it to now go again to that crystal, squeeze it. And as you take one more deep breath in, envisioning all of that divine light balancing your chakra centers, you're going to take that crystal, breathe out, and bring it to your third eye. Place that crystal there and breathe out all the energy. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Slow down that breath and allow your third eye to take all of that balancing and balance your third eye. Give it all of that divine, feminine, loving, balanced, kind wisdom and balance your third eye. And while you hold it there, I want you to find yourself even more comfortable in your chair, even more grounded to Mother Earth. Envision yourself at the top of a stairway, a beautiful stairway. As that stairway, you look down, it looks dark. It looks like it's full of shit that you don't want to touch, but you know what? We're going to go down there because it's actually in its most divine feminine spot. It brings you down to earth, down to where you are balanced, where you are safe, where you are secure. Now go ahead and take your space at the top of that stair. Smile. Breathe in. Now start finding yourself walking down that stair step. Oh, it's so easy. You're down at that 10th step. Now that 8th step. Breathe in. Oh, it's clean air, clean energy. It's a vibrant Venusian smell. Now you find yourself skipping down those winding, beautiful staircases into that darkness. And all of a sudden, you see a light, a green light that you are getting closer to and closer to. There's a beautiful gate. Envision that gate. Maybe that gate is a secret garden. It's got flowers, vines, the most beautiful tropical trees, cleanliest place in the world. You open that gate and in you walk. And what do? You see the most beautiful outdoor bathroom. That bathroom is what you envision your bathroom is. Every time you walk into it, your bathroom becomes this sacred, divine garden that is full of vines, flowers, trees, divinely scented. You might hear a bird. That bird is your wisdom bird. It is whatever bird that you want it to be. Breathe it in. Look at it. Shake your head, say what's up. Breathe in the cleanliness, the beautiful aura, all of the scents. Walk over to your sink. In your sink, you find a mirror, of course. You find some drawers, some beautiful shelves. Maybe it's a medicine cabinet behind that mirror. It is whatever you want. Breathe in a deep breath again. Exhale that out. Now I want you to find your daily ritual supplies. I want you to grab them. I want you to say to them, these are my divine beauty supplies. It could just be lotion. It could just be a good toothpaste. It could be the coconut, the pure coconut that you use as an oral cleanse every morning to help invigorate your body, to cleanse out, to detox anything that is in your body that no longer serves you. Whatever those supplies are, ladies, I want you to envision yourself making this your routine, going through your beauty routine as you look at yourself in the mirror. You think, you say, this is my balancing. This is my loving routine. This is my everyday, in the morning, in the night routine. I'm going to look at myself and I am going to say that I am divinely protected. I am divinely balanced in my feminine and in my masculine energy. I am divinely loved by myself, and I put my self-care, my self-love, my self-knowledge, my self-conversation in priority so that I can continue to balance out my everyday life. I want you to continue envisioning those daily routines and saying to myself, to yourself, I will do this every day because I am divinely dedicated to loving myself, to loving my soul, to loving my life and my divine path. Breathe in that empowered energy, ladies. Breathe it in, feel it. Squeeze your thighs. Move your whole body around in that comfortable seat. Rotate your hips. Feel it. You are sexy. You love yourself. You are empowered to be your highest and greatest self in your most divinely inspired energy. Keep feeling that energy, and I want you to still continue putting it into that crystal you are holding at your third eye, because we are finishing out this connection to this divinely seductive, empowered, knowing your shit, loving your shit, here to inspire other women, your daughters, your sons, to know this empowered, divine, balanced Venusian energy that can be held in any capacity and should be taught in its most divine capacity. See yourself loving yourself. Feel that energy still going to that crystal, to that third eye, beaming straight through that crystal, because that crystal is going to be your crystal, the crystal that you go to when you need to love yourself, to bring back that energy to you of that balanced, divine, but masculine energy, that seductress energy, but still being a mom, a spiritual mom, loving yourself, therefore loving your family, your spouse, your partner, but above all, your children, and bringing balance and this divine energy to them, making this a divine ritual that you show them, that you teach them, that you inspire with them to sit, to love yourself. Breathe it in, ladies. That shit feels so good. Now what I want you to do is bring that right hand, and I want you to still hold that crystal at your third eye. Breathe it in. Oh, exhale that good shit out and envision it engulfing your aura, sealing that shit. Nobody can touch me. I am divine. I am loving. I am full of great shit, and I am living my most balanced, loving, kind path that I have chosen for myself. I love my soul in all its darkness, in all its light, in all its divinity. And take that crystal, ladies, while grounded to that deep earth loving motherly energy, and move it to your crown and hold that shit there, because now we are completing the balancing of our chakras, of our divine earth, Mother Gaia energy. Breathe it in, hold it, exhale it out. Breathe it in again, hold it. Bring that energy, rotate that hips, feel it all through your body, and breathe it out through your crown, because you, ladies, you are it. You are divine energy. You love yourself. You will take priority in balancing yourself, your energy, your divine, your feminine, in a daily self-loving ritual. You are empowered to stand in your highest self. This crystal sitting at your crown, this is your crystal. This is your crown. And whenever you feel like you need to come back to this great energy that's vibrating through your body, that is divinely inspired to bring you back to balance, to loving yourself, to your daily rituals, breathe all that shit in, because you hear life calling. It's in the background. Oh, you don't want to let it go. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Take that crystal, hold it at your crown for just a little bit more. Tell it thank you. Thank you for being your crystal, for taking all of this hot energy, this white divine wisdom, knowledge, guidance, love, energy. And we're going to bring it back down into our right hand. Bring our arms back down as we slowly bow our heads and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold the crystal, close your palms shut. Exhale towards it to engulf it in all of that energy that you just felt. Squeeze it in there as we make our way towards that gate. Turn around, nod your head, say, I'll be back every day, and make that promise to this divinely beautiful place inside yourselves. Exhale in one more time and hold it. Squeeze your whole body, squeeze that energy in so you don't forget it. Squeeze it into that crystal, because you're going to come back to that place every time you touch this crystal or you look at it, and it's going to make you smile and feel so giddy inside. Like the best sex of your life. Just feel it, ladies. Just sexiness. Just like, put it all in there. Now start walking towards those winding, beautiful stairs. Smile. Keep holding that crystal as you walk up them stairs. Keep walking. Now you're about halfway to the top. The light that's waiting for you, the life, beautiful, divine life. You start breathing in that energy. And you know what? It's good energy. It's great energy because you are divinely engulfed in all of that divine, feminine, empowered, balanced energy. And you're ready to face what the fuck is on the other side of that door. Be it a bunch of kids, be it a bunch of work, of some spiritual cleansing of your home to rid whatever toxic negative energy that you don't want in there. But your head is high, bitch. You got a good crown on. You got a good foundation at your feet. You've got your crystal. You're at that door and you're like, I got this. Shake it in. Open that door. Start opening yourself back up. Empowered, loved by yourself. Breathe it in, slowly move your mouth. Open your eyes, look around, and know that this is your fucking castle in front of you. You are balanced. You are empowered from your toes through your legs. Feel it. Just feel it. Even though you're outside of it, just feel it. Bring it in. Love it. Love yourself. And know that you will